conducted a test on a next-generation nuclear-powered missile. He also declined to rule out that Russia might resume nuclear testing, which will be the first time in more than 3 decades. Lee Seung-ja has more.
Russian President Vladimir Putin announced Thursday that Moscow has successfully carried out a test of a new generation of nuclear-powered cruise missiles capable of carrying a nuclear warhead. Nuclear-powered missiles have virtually unlimited range. According to Russia's state news agency RIA Novosti, citing President Putin, the successful test of the Burevestnik, a global-range cruise missile with a nuclear installation, a nuclear propulsion system, was conducted. In an appearance at the Valdai Forum in Sochi, the Russian leader spoke to analysts and journalists and announced that Russia had also almost completed work on its Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missile system, which would also mark another key element of its new generation of nuclear weapons. While Russia has not conducted a nuclear weapons test in over 3 decades, Putin has not ruled out the possibility it could resume such testing. He stressed that the U.S. had signed but not ratified the 1996 Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, despite the fact that Russia had both signed and ratified it. Based on that, Putin said it would be possible for the Russian parliament to revoke its ratification, allowing for a nuclear weapons test. Putin also reminded the world of Russia's nuclear might, warning that any country that decides to use nuclear weapons against Russia would see the launching of hundreds of missiles in response, giving the enemy little chance of survival.
Moscow had successfully.
Okay, Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash, double honors to the apostles and the bishops and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation, Akemat, that I push this word in truth and sincerity. Russia, new generation nuclear missiles. This is dated, as you see, October 6, 2023. Now, this is beautiful. This is great news. This is great news. The Russian government has not conducted a nuclear test for over 3 decades. That's 30 years. Without testing a nuclear missile. Meanwhile, you got the situation in Ukraine, and Russia is fighting a proxy war between the American government and its NATO allies up against Ukraine. Had it not been for NATO and the United States sending billions of dollars in aid and in weaponry over there, the Ukrainians would have been crushed. They would have been crushed, the Ukrainians. 3 months into that war, which is now going on 2 years. So now Vladimir Putin is threatening these countries. Like, anybody shoot missiles off on us, you're going to see a barrage of hundreds of nuclear missiles with the multiple warheads that's going to come down upon you people. And that's directed toward the American Edomite counterpart of the Russian, because they're all Edomites. That's directed towards Russia. That's directed towards the United States and NATO. And I don't think it was a threat. That shit was a promise. I have a few scriptures. We constantly bring these scriptures out. America, just like the Apostle Tahar said, America is a great altar, and all the people are the sacrifice, with the animals and all the elements that's in America. This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear. So we're not just prophesizing to Israel, talking about you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We prophesizing to the nations. That's why the Lord allowed his word to go out what the four corners of the earth. So that all these nations, they see camps rising up, whether you in Europe, whether you in Argentina, whether you in Australia, there's a camp, a great millstone camp that's out there warning the people that's within, warning the people that's scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and also warning the particular people that run that nation. That's why it reads, Isaiah the 34th chapter, the Lord's wrath upon the nations, upon all the nations. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. The righteous anger of the Lord is upon all nations. Why? Because all these nations had their hand in afflicting the sons of Israel. All these nations had Israel in slavery at some point in time in history. All these nations are our enemies, pursuant to Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Who's on top of the list? Esau, Edom. Who's the second one that's our mortal enemies? Ishmael. Then you got Moab. The list goes down. So all these nations is going to suffer the indignation, the righteous anger of the Most High. So it reads, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. See, this has happened already. But we just playing out the movie. This happened in another dimension. So we just playing out the movie. We just playing out the prophecies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. The mountains represent these governments. And this during the time of the heated battle of Armageddon, but they call it World War III. But we know it as Habagadwan, which is in the Hebrew, Habagadwan, but in English, Armageddon, which is mountain of troops. All these nations gathered together. A great illustration of that is when you read Second Ezra, the 13th chapter. It goes into that. Where these devils is going to, the devils and their angels, and his angels is Esau and his military going to try to fight Yahushua and the angels. That's that war in heaven. So it reads, their slain shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of the carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the hosts of heaven, all the armies of these different rulerships, mainly America, shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. Now, what can do that? These nuclear missiles, man. These nuclear missiles, that's what could do that. Because this army, the armies that's going to be fighting, they're going to be fighting against Yahushua and the angels, but at the same time, these nuclear missiles is going to be pelting the earth, man. So it says, and all the hosts of heaven, back in Isaiah chapter 34, verse 4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all the hosts of heaven, it's like all their hosts shall fall down, all their armies shall fall down. I got a precept real quick that came in my mind real quick. Let me just get it, bear with me real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5, and it reads, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise. Ancient battles was fought man to man, eye to eye, hand to hand combat. Swords being swung, axe being thrown, arrows being shot by them archers. The modern day archers are these sallows that holds these arrows, which are the nuclear missiles. But back in the ancient world, it was fought manly. Man, hand-to-hand combat. A man looking in another man's eyes while he kill him. While he chop his head off, while he chop his arm off. While he gut him. Like a pig. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. Blood's being squirted out on a man's face from another man getting put to death. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. This is going to be a thermonuclear war. And what comes out of them nuclear missiles? Nothing but pure fire. When Yahushua cracked them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance, what's going to be shot from them laser beams? Pure concentrated fire. It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. For unto, that's it. Burning with fuel of fire, man. That's destruction. When Lord allowed these missiles to be shot off, and the Lord allowed Yahweh shine the angels to come from to crack them skies, bringing death, destruction, and deliverance. Death and destruction to the 2/3 and the rest of the nations, and deliverance to his elect. Back in Isaiah the 34th chapter, it says, and all the hosts of heaven, 34 and 4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. It says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven, in the rulership of who? Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. Idumea is a Greek word of saying Edom. And upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with the fatness and the blood of rams, of lambs and goats, and the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Bosra, which is the capital city of Edom, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. So like I stated earlier, the Apostle Tahar stated, and it makes perfectly sense, that America is a big sacrifice, a big altar, and all the people is a sacrifice. And that's what's coming. Great destruction and death. You see, Russia's not playing any games. Russia's new generation of nuclear missiles. They got these hypersonic missiles, the Sarmat, Satan 1, Satan 2, and the Sarmat delivery system is almost complete according to Vladimir Putin. So now I don't see America up in arms because Russia test fired a nuclear missile. But had it been Iran or North Korea, they would have something to say. But let's slap sanctions on them. Had it been China, they would have nothing to say. You see, America's a big ass bully, and it only bully smaller nations. Now all these different nations are allies with Russia and China, and now they got the technology that Russia and China has. So this is going to be a war fueled by fire. A war fueled by fire, man. And there's nothing these devils could do to get out of that. This is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near. What's that great day of the Lord? Thermal, nuclear destruction, and concentrated fire from them chariots, man. And there's no escaping the judgment of the Lord. Not in this lifetime, not in the next lifetime. You ain't escaping the judgment of the Lord. It says, back in Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 14, the great day of the Lord is near, it is near, and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. Who's the mighty men? The military of Esau and the rest of these nations. The voice of the Lord is his prophets out there prophesying the downfall of this country. The great day of the Lord is near, man. And we can see these devils are losing a grip on their society. Uproars of the people, earthquakes in various places, floods, wars, rumors of wars, pestilence. So we measuring the times diligently in itself. We see, according to pursuant to 2 Ezra 9 and 1 on down, we measuring the times diligently. And we see everything that was spoken of in the scriptures come to pass. And we know that we're at the end of this devil's rulership. He knows it too. That's why he's going to fight tooth and nail to hold on to his empire. That's why he's going to come down having great wrath. Revelation 12 and 12. Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30 and 7. Oh, it's coming. And that's before the nuclear missiles. Because there's prophecies that have to come to pass. Jacob's trouble have to come. They have to make that charagma mandatory. All hell is about to break loose. So buckle up and get ready for a long, bumpy ride. It says, back at 15, Zephaniah 1 and 15, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation. What could bring wasteness and desolation? The nuclear missiles. Then the Lord said in Isaiah 54th chapter, the 16th verse, he created the 16th and the 17th verse, he created the waster to destroy. We're reading it right here. A day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men. That distress is going to come when the missiles are being shot off. Before that, pestilence, famine, race wars, martial law. That's that distress that's going to come upon men. It says, and I will bring distress upon men that they shall walk like blind men because they have sinned against the Lord. They're not going to know what the hell is going on. They're not going to have a clue what's going on. They're going to be seeking for answers by seeking for the prophets and them videos, but there ain't going to be no prophets on the street, and them videos are going to be taken down. There's going to be no circulation of Great Millstone videos or any other group videos out there. Because they're going to take it down. Because we're going to be in the famine of the word, as well as the famine of bread. It says, and I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold. Hey, real quick, what did it says in Jeremiah 25, verse 33? The slain of the Lord shall be many, from one end of the earth to the other. The Lord's going to do much killing. There's going to be much death, much grief, much pain. It says, neither shall their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. So the international bankers, you're not going to be able to buy the Lord off. You're not going to be able to buy Yahweh off. You're going into slavery. Pursuant to Isaiah, the 24th chapter, the 19th verse on down. You're going into slavery, and there's nothing you can do about it. The Lord is going to sever out continuing employment, but before that, He's going to punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high by rounding your bitch asses up and throwing you headfirst to a concentration camp, a hole, a pit. And then when New Jerusalem come down, which they elect from them chariots, they're going to whip you into shape, put chains on you, and serve up that continuing employment. Ezekiel 39 and 14. That's your future. So your silver and your gold is not going to deliver you out of the Lord's hand. It says, neither your silver nor your gold shall be able to deliver you in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. Jealousy, the nuclear missiles, concentrated fire from them chariots. For he shall make us even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. America is going to be a desolate wilderness. A speedy riddance. 1 hour. This place is going to be made desolate. A lake of fire. So, once again, this is good news. Russia, new generation nuclear missiles has been tested successfully. And it's aimed at NATO and America. So with that, Abba Ratazayu Akim out there will be edified, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Wakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the bishops of Great Millstone. Salutation, you elders out there that push this word in truth and in sincerity. The rest of you Akim. Oh, I got one more scripture that came to my mind. Slakia for that. I got one more scripture that came to my mind. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 12. It says, the earth quickeneth and the foundations thereof. The sea arises up with the waves from the deep, and the waves are troubled, and the waves of it are troubled. And the fishes thereof also, before the Lord, and before the greatness, and before the glorious power. Let me read it again. It says, 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 12. The earth quickeneth and the foundations thereof. How the earth is going to quicken it? It's going to rock to and fro like a drunkard, like it says in Isaiah, the 24th chapter. The earth shall roll to and fro like a drunkard. How is that going to be made possible? By these nuclear missiles being shot off from the west to the north, from the north to the west. It says, the sea rises up with the waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. What's the glory of the Lord's power? The nuclear missiles, them hypersonic, supersonic missiles, and the chariots. It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. That bow is that nuclear silo. His arrows, which are the Satan II, the hypersonic, supersonic missiles that has been developed by China and Russia. And I'm quite sure North Korea have hypersonic missiles because they are allies with Russia and China. So was Iran. And we see what's going on with Hamas hitting the Gaza Strip, a surprise attack. But you got to ask this question. Who gave Iran $6 billion? Did not the Biden administration did that? Did not the Biden administration give $6 billion in aid to Iran? All of a sudden, Hamas strikes Israel with a devastating attack with over 5,000 rockets hitting the Gaza Strip in Palestine. And you see them gutter rats fleeing for their lives. It's going to get worse. It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss, because they're going to be laser guided by the technology that the Lord gave Esau, and it's going to be spiritually guided by the Lord himself to hit their targets. When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, behold, the plagues are sent. Zechariah, the 14th chapter, the 12th verse, explains the plagues. And plagues are them nuclear missiles. You know, that's the ultimate plague. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come down upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be upon it, and it shall not be put out till it consume the foundations of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, but turneth not backwards, even so the plagues that are sent upon earth shall not return again. Because once the missiles are shot off, that's it. That's it. This is going to be the war to end all wars. And this is going to end Esau's empire, kingdom. And it's going to be the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Gateys, the Rothschilds, you're going to be the first fruits of slaves. So with that, Shalom.